Love is really risky for men. And I know that most of you are sitting there thinking, well, Fareen, love is also risky for us as women. And you're absolutely right. There is a very big chance that when we experience love, also experience pain. Even if you're in a committed relationship, many of us are going to experience moments where we feel betrayed by our partner. Even if it's not cheating, there's going to be micro betrayals in any relationship that is going to hurt our feelings. Being single is way easier because you don't have anyone else there to contend with. So there's the barrier already that a man faces where he knows that there's all these risks in order for him to fall in love. And most men have trauma based on previous relationships. And so the wall is even higher at that point not to fall in love in order to avoid some of the pain that men faced in the past. And most men are not going to want to experience the same negative emotion. We're not going to want to relive something that happened in our previous relationships again. And that's why we become so guarded. In this video, I want to get into why men fall in love if the risk is so high, and 3 things for you to be aware of so that you can help a man overcome his limitations when falling in love, so that it can be easier for him to make that transition. Because for most men, they do want to fall in love, and oftentimes they find the woman that they want to fall in love with. But because a woman doesn't navigate a man's fears correctly, she doesn't understand him and his mindset, she often unconsciously pushes him away because his fears get too big and she perpetuates the man's fears. And so in this video, we'll break down what men need to truly fall in love. We can either make it easier for him to fall in love or we can completely push it away. If love is this risky for a man, well, why would he fall in love? Like, why even chance it? All men deep down want to find their perfect woman. Every man has their ideal woman or their perfect woman. And it is a woman that gets him and understands him and allows him to experience feelings that he doesn't necessarily get to experience day to day. It's important for a man to experience certain emotions with you so that he can actually move into falling in love with you. Because a man is not going to want to be with a woman that creates added pressure, added responsibility without also experiencing certain feelings and emotions that he needs to experience. Because if it's all responsibility and all work and all competition, then he's not going to experience the other levels of emotion that he's going to want to feel, like excitement, in order to fall in love, because then it's going to feel like another job. The woman is going to feel like another job. So there has to be some sort of incentive for him. And the biggest incentive for men is to experience emotions within themselves that they don't necessarily experience unless they are with you. A man can only experience a certain side of himself with a woman that he is extremely attracted to or has strong feelings towards, so it can get to love. He cannot experience this level of feeling in any other aspect of his life, not his work, not kids. Nothing else will give him the feeling of being with a woman that he's genuinely excited by and genuinely attracted to. And that is why a man falls in love, because he wants to experience this other side to himself. My specialty is on attraction and the masculine feminine dynamic in a relationship. A man wants to be with a woman that feels like a woman. And so you can be the most attractive woman, yet feel like a man. You can feel flat. You can feel smothering. And smothering is not a good feeling that a man experiences. It's a bad feeling. Feeling flat is just, there's not enough, energy for a man to want to move towards you or to pursue you. Understanding what energy you're in is very important when moving into relationships with men, because if you want to attract a secure, masculine energy man, he's going to be looking for a woman that's in her feminine energy. It's really important to learn what that is and how to truly embody your feminine energy. Strategy without the inner work is just more knowledge. You're never going to be able to be an embodied version of yourself without the inner work. My paid programs and my course is going to give you a deep dive into feminine energy and healing, because you can't move into your healthy energy without doing some level of healing work. You want to be the most authentic version of yourself, which is what men are attracted to. Now that we know that men want to fall in love primarily because a man wants to experience certain emotions with a woman, I mean, of course, we know that a man wants to find his best friend. He wants to do life with someone, and that intimacy factor is there. However, the main thing for men is that they want to experience love and devotion for a woman, and they want to experience a certain level of feeling inside of themselves in order to get to love and devotion. If a man does not feel certain emotions for you and attraction, this is why attraction is so big, he'll never get to love and devotion. Like, love and devotion is a consequence of him feeling a deep level of attraction to you, and the attraction comes from him feeling emotions. If he's not feeling emotions towards you, then he's not going to be able to get to the deeper levels of love for you, and then he's not going to be able to move into protecting and providing, etc. Because number one is that he needs to feel something being with you. Otherwise, nothing else is going to matter down the line. A man doesn't fall in love because it's even a choice sometimes. It's just this biological feeling that he gets when he is with you. His emotions awaken, and that's what he's looking for in the woman that he ultimately settles down with. Number one, in order for a man to fall in love with you, he needs to feel safe, and that is safe in your emotions. Because when a man feels safe with your emotions, that means that you have a strong level of self-worth. And so you're not getting triggered by everything. If you're getting triggered in the initial stages of dating, before a man has even made you his girlfriend, a man is never going to fall in love with you because he doesn't feel safe in your emotions. He doesn't feel even safe to be himself. Because in order for a man to feel safe in himself with you, he needs to first feel safe with your emotions. He needs to see that you can regulate your emotions. He needs to feel a certain level of calmness in your presence, meaning that he doesn't believe you're going to fly off the handle for every little thing. In the initial stages of dating, this is so important because you should not be getting triggered by a man before he's made you a girlfriend. In fact, you should not really get triggered at all until you move into deeper levels of intimacy, because that's when our fear responses come up. Initially, if we are getting triggered, then there's a level of inner work there that we need to do. And oftentimes there's patterns where this has happened in multiple relationships. And you can learn more about that in the course, or you can book a call with me and we can go deeper into your pattern. If it's happening earlier on, meaning he's not even said that you're his girlfriend, he's going to have a very difficult time to even fall in love with you at that point, because he doesn't feel that you're stable enough to be open with. Because ultimately, as I said, a man wants to feel emotion, and the emotions he feels with a woman is excitement, and he needs some level of his inner self to be awakened. His feminine side wants to be awakened as well, because masculine energy men have that strong core grounded feeling within them, but the feminine is what brings peace, joy, excitement in his life. And if a woman is always in her head and therefore she can't be in her body and she's triggered all the time, a man is not going to be able to be vulnerable and open up. He's going to be too afraid to open up because he's going to be afraid of your reactions. A man will fall in love when he starts to feel safe in your emotions and in your presence. A man doesn't need physical intimacy to fall in love. He needs to feel emotionally close with a woman. He needs to be able to share himself and be vulnerable with you. And in order for him to even get to the point where he's opening up, he needs to feel a level of safety with you in the way that you carry yourself. Many women say to me that they were speaking to a guy and the guy would trauma dump and tell like the woman all of their problems very early on. So this is like within the first few weeks. A man is never going to trauma dump with the woman that he sees as his dream woman. Think about it. If you're a man and you want to attract your dream woman, you just met this like amazing woman, are you going to share all of your problems with this woman and be like a Debbie Downer? You're not going to do that. You're going to come in with a strong presence to show this woman that I'm worthy of you. And so when I say a man wants to be able to open up, I don't mean that a man is going to use you as therapist. He's not going to do that. He's going to slightly open up about whatever it is that's important to him. And it's never going to be negative, ever. And I can get into this personally with you, or when I do my private group, we can go into specific situations. A man is never going to say anything negative about his ex-partner. He's never going to make his life seem bad at all. Because think about it, you're the prize. He wants to win you over. And so if he trauma dumps and acts like life is so bad, you're not going to pick him if you're a high value woman. So a man is not going to open up in that way. When I say a man is going to open up, is you're going to feel that he's not going to be closed or guarded. He's going to be warm and happy and excited to be with you. And he's still going to hold back because that is the masculine. He's not ever going to communicate to the same degree that you're going to communicate. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. He's going to allow space for you to talk and to share. And he's also going to be lit up by you and open and warm to sharing about whatever it is that's important to him without divulging too much negative information. The key for you to remember is that Any sort of negative emotions or trauma dumping earlier on, a man is not attracted to you and he's not necessarily in it for the right reason. He might just be seeing you as someone that he can share with. Maybe he doesn't have anyone else to communicate with, but he's not going to appear negative with a woman that he sees as high value because he's going to want that woman to be impressed by him. When we have not shown up in a high value way, that means that maybe we slept with the man too early. We get so excited if a guy likes us, and rather than a man pursuing us and doing everything he needs to do to win us over, we get overly excited and a man feels that. And therefore, if you're putting him on a pedestal, he's not going to put you on a pedestal. So you're knocked off the pedestal as soon as you put him on the pedestal. And therefore, the energy dynamic shifts there. And that is when he's going to start trauma dumping on you. And he's not going to see you anymore as dream woman. It's going to be a subconscious thing where he's going to naturally put you in a different bucket. And so you really want to make sure that you're coming to the table with a certain level of healing done. You feel good about yourself. You don't put any man on a pedestal. You're confident in who you are and you allow a man to work for you, because that in and of itself is going to create safety in a man. It's going to make you show up in a way that allows a man to feel comfortable without feeling pressured. And it's going to allow him to naturally open up and organically open up to you. And that is when you guys connect and bond emotionally. If there's no emotional bond, he's not going to be able to fall in love with you. And this is why it's so important to delay physical intimacy until you feel that level of emotional bond with a man. Secondly, in order for a man to fall in love, he needs to feel that you admire him and you look up to him. The masculine very much needs to feel that they are needed. And this is not being needy, because being needy is pressure. A man wants to feel that he can add something to your life, he can make your life better in some way. If there's no purpose for him to make your life better in any way, he's not going to be able to fall in love with you, because he needs a job. He needs something in the relationship that he can feel good about, and he needs to feel that he's contributing to you. And so any of you that are watching that are very successful in your life or hyper independent, I want you to remember, if you want a man in your life, he needs to feel that he's needed. And that could be that you just appreciate his presence, that you feel safe with him. Sometimes we don't need a man for the financial aspect of our life, but we want a man for romance and love and just to share a life with. And so if you are excited by him and you make sure that he feels that he's needed, you're excited, you appreciate him, you validate the things he does for you, it's going to make him feel good. And therefore, when a man feels good, he's going to feel like you're his home, and he's going to be able to fall in love with you because he's going to be able to continue to open up. If we get overly excited by a man, we start to indirectly pressure him, and we pressure him for commitment and taking the next steps. And the thing is it's not bad if you're ready to move forward in your relationship, but you always want to keep in mind that you want to be with a man that is also excited for that. And so if you're in this position where you are continuously having to pressure a man to move to the next step, you want to take a step back and accept him where he's at and maybe walk away from the relationship versus trying to pressure him to the next step. Because a man is never going to do what he needs to do for you if it's coming from a place of force or pressure. When a man feels pressured, he feels like something is wrong in the dynamic and it feels off to him. And so instead of moving towards you, he'll naturally back away because it won't feel good. It won't feel natural. Last but not least, in order for a man to fall in love, he needs to feel that you're his peace. And this is so important. Creating feelings in a man means that when you naturally show up as a challenge, and that's from your own inner work, that's the only work you should be doing. You should not be working on your relationship. You should be working on your inner self. You will naturally come off without pressure with a man because you are always a few steps behind him. And naturally, then you're going to be a safe space for him. And he's going to feel that, oh my God, this woman is my peace, because there's no stress, there's no pressure. He's the one leading. He's able to lead because you've taken a step back and you're allowing a man to be a man. You're not pressuring him. You're dating other men, etc. Everything is outlined deeper in my books and my course. Because you're able to do that, a man feels that there's no stress and drama in the relationship. And again, if you've outlined what you're looking for in a relationship earlier on, and a man is not able to meet that, you can gracefully walk away and still be that peace for a man. And a man can feel that, oh, there's like no drama here. She's not trying to give me an ultimatum. She's not having a tantrum because I'm not giving her what she wants. She just feels like home to me. And in order for a man to actually fall in love with a woman, he needs to feel this sense of warmth with a woman and that the woman is stable. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in going deeper, I do recommend the course. It's a 24-hour module course that I ran, inner work program that I've put up as a course so that those of you guys that are interested in your inner work can go ahead and start doing the inner work on your own. If you need specific guidance on your situation, book a call with me. And let me know what you want to see in the next video. I love hearing from all of you guys and seeing where you guys are watching the video from. So make sure you comment and say hi, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.